$10,000 a month. That is the number that could change the lives of so many people. And I know it did when I heard my first $10,000 a month. It changed everything for me. So how would I earn my first $10,000 a month? So I'm gonna be covering how money is made, how I would earn my first $10,000, and how you can take some action steps today to go out there and earn your first $10,000 per month. So if you're watching me for the first time, my name is DeAndre Saxon, also known as Mr. Law of Attraction. I scaled my businesses from zero, complete scratch, literally sleeping in a car, $100 to my name, to $100,000 per month or more in less than 45 days. And I didn't do that just once, I've done that twice. First, while working with the famous Bob Proctor. So if you're familiar with like mindset, law of attraction, I studied with him in his inner circle and I scaled to 100,000 a month. That was the first time back in 2020. And then recently right here on this YouTube channel, my first month on this YouTube channel, I launched it with a brand new offer and I did $100,000 on that one as well. And now obviously we have scaled to multiple seven figures since then. So the purpose of this video, I got inspired by another video I was watching and I was like, man, what was it like when I was like going for my first $10,000 month? And you know what? It took me about 7 years of me working, going through trials and tribulations before I ever earned my first $10,000 a month. So if you feel like you're behind right now, I want you to go ahead and relax. I started in business at 19 years old and I didn't earn my first 10K month like consistently until I was 24. So you do the math on that. So that's 5 years, I believe, right? So in this video, let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So here's one thing, okay, that we have to first start with. If you're struggling with earning money right now, the honest truth is you don't know how money works. And I know you're thinking, well, DeAndre, I know how money works. I go to a job, I get paid or something like this. And that's the first mistake. So obviously in my traditional work, I have a coaching business and I teach people how to reprogram their mind. And so there's something called a paradigm. A paradigm is the way you see the world. It's the way you see yourself. It's a multitude of your habits. Think of it as like your mental conditioning or your mental programming. So for people who are struggling, let's just say you're watching this right now, you're struggling to earn your first $10,000 a month. The issue is that your programming and your wiring, it doesn't see money correctly. The rich keep getting richer and are making major plays as we speak while this video is being made and while you're watching this. Millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, are being dealt with and traded because rich people understand money. And if you don't have $10,000 a month or a net worth that's sufficient for you, it's because you don't fully understand money yet. So let's talk about how money actually works. So if we want to make money, right? First of all, we don't make money, we earn money. So that's the first thing. The only people that make money work in a mint. And if you were to make money, you would go to jail, okay? So let's go ahead and let's start with that first. Hopefully you guys can see on the whiteboard. I live in Dubai right now and I got this like beautiful little, view right here of the water and everything. So hopefully you guys can see that. So the first step that we have to go before we get into like which business model, and I'm gonna cover all that with you in a second. What we gotta first do is understand how money is made first. So first one, what you wanna do is you wanna earn money, specifically $10,000 a month or more. By the way, I've used this to scale to $100,000 months, $200,000 months, multiple seven figures by the time I was 25 years old. So we're just using $10,000 a month, but you can go as high as possible, right? But the purpose is this, we want to earn money. Well, how do we actually earn money? The way that we earn money is by creating value. We create value. What is money? Money is an exchange of value. This is the first teaching point that you have to go and understand. If you're not earning $10,000 a month right now, you're not that valuable to the marketplace. Now go ahead, don't get too offended here. You're a valuable person, like as a person, in front of God, you're a valuable person. But as far as to the marketplace, people that are paying and doing commerce, you're not that valuable. Does that make sense? Now you might be in a job or you might be in a business. If you're not earning the money that you want, which is in this goal here, 10K a month, you're not that valuable. And that's fine. You can take responsibility and you can get better, which is what the purpose of this video is, right? So the way we earn money, right? We earn it by trading of a value, trading and giving, right? There's no such thing as something for nothing. We're going to have to give in order to get. It's the only way to have it sustainable and long-term. If not, if you try to take something without giving, it's going to be short-lived and it's going to leave just as fast as it came, okay? So you got to earn money and you earn money by creating value. How do you actually create value? Well, you create value by I think I spelled that right. Pain alleviation, meaning you have to solve a pain for somebody because people, and that's, by the way, where are you getting your $10,000 a month from? You're getting it from people. I don't care if you're going to be on YouTube or TikTok or social media or doing it traditional, face-to-face or brick and mortar or whatever you want. You're going to be getting this money from people. So you have to understand what's going on. So people are giving money to solve a problem. If you alleviate a pain for somebody, that is how you create value. Let's take a good example, okay? So let's just say that you're thirsty right now, okay? You have just been walking out all day. You were going for a nice little walk here on the beach or something here. And you've been walking and it's been, 5-6 hours since you've had some water. And a vendor comes to you and says, hey, you can have this water, but this water is going to be $15. Now your jaw's going to drop and be like, why am I going to spend $15 for a bottle of water? But if you're really thirsty because the pain is there, you'll spend the $15. If you don't believe me, just go to any ballpark when the people are exiting and those vendors selling hot dogs and it's like a $20 hot dog. You know exactly what I mean. If the pain is big enough, what will happen is people will pay a higher price. But we'll get into that in a little bit when we talk about business models. So what's happening is value is created when the pain is alleviated. Once you drink that water, your pain is alleviated. You're not going to be as willing to spend $15 for a bottle of water 10 minutes later, if that makes sense, especially if you just quench your thirst. But if you're really thirsty because you have a pain, you will want to quench that and you'll pay a higher value for that. So that is how value is created. Well, how are we actually alleviating the pain? Is because we are solving a problem. This is so key and crucial. You earn money in the direct proportion to the problems that you solve, your ability to solve that problem, and the difficulty there will be in replacing you. Now let's repeat that one more time. It was an important lesson I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, that changed everything for me. When I fully understand that, I earned my first $1 million in 18 months after studying with him. So it's called the law of compensation. The law of compensation states that you get paid in direct proportion to the problem that you solve, your ability to solve it, and the difficulty there will be in replacing you. So if we want to get to this $10,000 a month, and I want you to pay attention because if you're not earning this money, or we can just put another zero and say 100K a month, the number is irrelevant here. If you're not earning this, if you didn't get paid today or yesterday or this week, you have a problem here, which is you're not solving a problem for something. What's most likely happened for most people, I know this personally for me, is that I used to try to get money. How can I take money? How can I take money? But I never thought to myself, how can I solve a problem for somebody? Because remember, this is a self-perpetuating cycle. If you want to earn money, you have to create value. Well, if you're going to create value, you have to alleviate a pain. And if you're alleviating pain, what you're really doing is you're solving a problem, and so on and so forth. If you're solving a problem, boom, boom, and that's how you make money. So that is what's actually going on here. So our number one focus, what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to solve this problem. So what problem are we going to solve? So this is where we get into something called a niche, okay? And I'm running a little bit out of space here, so let me go ahead and write this here, okay? Oh, I love making these videos, guys. I really enjoy making these YouTube videos. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. We're really getting into it. As you guys notice, it's kind of like a different style of video. But I'm enjoying it. We're rolling with it, okay? So check this out. Let's talk about a niche, okay? So remember, we can't forget. We'll just put it here at the top. Solve problem, because we can't forget this. So who are we going to solve a problem for? Because remember, we get money from people. So a group of people is known as a niche. A niche is also known as a group of people, or we'll just put people group, okay? A group of people. You have to solve a problem for a group of people. It just makes it so much easier. Now, when we get into the marketing phase, what's happening is if you speak to everybody, you speak to nobody. What people like to do is they like to, especially when buying something, they like to have customized things. So for example, the perfect example right now is like I just recently bought some toothpaste, okay? So I smoke shisha here in Dubai. And I saw this toothpaste that says toothpaste for smokers. And it was a little bit more expensive, but I was willing to buy it because I smoke shisha often. Like I'm gonna smoke shisha right after this video. And even though I have veneers, like nothing's gonna happen to my teeth. Just, I don't know, just it makes sense because I smoke shisha and I bought this more expensive toothpaste. And so when I was using it, and by the way, this was unconscious. So as I'm brushing my teeth and I'm looking in the market, and I'm like, this is just some regular ass toothpaste. But the fact that they marketed towards the niche of smokers, I was more willing to buy it and spend a little bit higher premium for that, if that makes sense. So that's an example of a niche, right? A niche is a group of people that have similar goals, values, problems, ideas, identity. The best way to say is identity. And what you want to do is, what are some other examples of niches, okay? Digital marketers, people that are in the digital marketing space. Let's just say coaches, people that are doing coaching and consulting. We can even niche down even more. What we really want to do, and you're not going to hear this from most people, you have niches, but then you also have sub niches. If you really want to get earning some money, what you really want to do is you want to get into the sub niches. Like, let me give you an example. So let's just keep with online marketing and coaching, because my clients are typically coaches, okay, or coaches and solopreneurs. So let's just say online coaches would be the niche, right? People that are doing coaching and consulting online. But then we have sub niches. A sub niche could be such as a fitness coach who makes money online, who's doing 6 figures a year. Okay, we would call that a sub niche, because as you understand, this is just deeper into the niche. Now, I want you to understand that this is how you're going to make more money, because what you want to do is you want to solve problems for a group of people, also known as a niche. But if you really want to get good and scale to the 7-figure level, which even though we're talking about 10K a month, I'm sure you want to go to a 7-figure level, you're going to want to actually be in a sub niche, because what happens is you're more able to identify the problems of those people and get into the conversation that they're having in their head. This is the key to marketing, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So my dream clients, I'll give you an example of how I use this in my business, okay? So my dream clients are solopreneurs, 6-figure solopreneurs. And what the problem that my clients are having, I want you to understand, like, I want you to be in my position. Understand how deeply I know my customer, and this is why I'm able to earn what I earn. And this is what I'm trying to translate to you so you could do this for whatever you're going to sell. And we'll talk about the best business model here in a second. So my clients, they're 6-figure solopreneurs. Solopreneurs meaning they're entrepreneurs that work for themselves. They typically have 1 employee or a couple of VAs. They don't have a full office and 10 employees. They're usually by themselves or have a couple VAs helping them, right? So they're 6-figure solopreneur, right? Meaning they're earning anywhere from $8,000 a month to $30,000 a month, and they've been stuck or inconsistent. No matter how hard they work, working 8-hour days, they're working really hard, or how many courses or coaching or information they gather, they're buying a bunch of coaching, watching a bunch of YouTube videos, they're still stuck and inconsistent. No matter how much courses they take, how many strategies they try, they're posting on social media, and they're hiring these guys and all these strategies and ads and all these outside external things, right? And they're still stuck and inconsistent. And so they're working hard, they have a bunch of knowledge, and it doesn't seem like anything's going on, and they're still stuck and inconsistent. So guess what? You see how much I know my customer? I really know the sub niche. So I don't just know coaches in general, because there's coaches that are broke, there's coaches doing 7 and 8 figures, and a fitness coach has a different problem than, say, a digital marketing coach. But when I talk to this sub niche, I understand them more. And when we get into what we call here our messaging, this is a good training here. When we get into our messaging is the way you communicate what you're selling, which we'll talk about in a second, your products and services, to that sub niche. So when you're able to solve a problem, follow me here. Remember, we're talking about earning money. If you're not making 10K a month, it's because you don't know how money is made. So we're going down a whole little path here. You make money by solving a problem, but who are you solving a problem for? You're solving a problem for a niche or a group of people that have the same identity, right? The same problems. But to even make more money and to make it so much easier for yourself, you want to go into a sub niche, a smaller segment of the people in that group. For example, if you go after yoga instructors, you can just go after men who are yoga instructors, right? Or yoga instructors who live in Southeast Asia, for example, right? Those are sub niches. And then when you're able to understand that sub niche by doing some research, you can actually get your messaging across easier. And people buy when they feel understood. And people buy, especially when you can enter the conversations that they're having in their head. So they're thinking this problem, and they're waking up with these kind of like ailments, right? Remember, it's alleviating a pain. And when you start talking in a way that you understand them, you're going to be able to solve their problem, okay? So that's what we got here. We got messaging. Now, you're like thinking, okay, I'm solving a problem. I have the niche, I have the sub niche. Now, what am I actually exchanging for them, okay? And this is where we come into the actual offer. The offer here, we'll just write the word offer. Offer, and by the way, you can be offering coaching, consulting, software, in-person things, brick and mortar. There's different ways to have an offer. An offer is basically your product or your service, okay? Product or service. Remember, there's no such thing as something for nothing. You're going to have to give a product or service in order to get the money. This is a very important key. You have to give to get. So in this case, we're going to be solving a problem for a specific niche. And the way that we're going to be solving that problem is with a product or a service, okay? Now, what's the difference from a product? A product is something that, for example, this pen is a product. It's something that you can sell, and it's independent of the person that's creating it, right? So a company can sell 1 million of these, right? This is a product. A service is you're doing something for that person, typically with your time or the time of another individual, okay? And you can do a little bit of mix of both. For example, my seven-figure business right now is both product and services. I give them digital courses where they can watch, certain videos about how to scale their business to the next level by reprogramming their mind with the law of attraction, right? So the courses are the product, and then I offer a service. So I have weekly coaching calls with them, teaching them how to scale and how I'm able to do what I'm doing and the things I've learned with my mentor, Bob Proctor, right? So you can have a combination of both, which is like a hybrid, okay? So you're gonna have a product or a service, and this is what your people are exchanging for the money. This is the key. People, when you're solving a problem, this offer, which is the product or service, and by the way, stay tuned. I know this is a little bit of a longer video. We're actually going to get into what I recommend is the best product or services and how I earn my first $10,000 a month, okay? But what happens is people are exchanging money, right? Their money. So what we're talking about here is that $10,000 a month. They're exchanging that $10,000 a month for your offer, okay? Does that make sense? Your product or service. And your product or service is meant to solve a problem for people. Is that making sense? So now that we covered that, because this is such an important factor, because if you're not earning the money, it's because you're just not that good yet. And honestly, as your older brother here, that's fine, because the first step to change is realizing that you need to change, I guess you can say. One thing I like to say is the person that changes the most will see the most change in their life. That's a bar right there, okay? So let's go ahead and let's go into the next step here, which is you want to become number one. It is very important that you become number one at solving the problem. Let's do the formula. Solving the problem for your niche. Now, why is this such an important thing? It's very important because when you're number one, I don't know where I heard this before, but they said there's no benefits in being the second best at anything. Right? Let's just say you're the first, you're the fastest runner, you're the best at getting clients results, right? There's no benefit in being number two. All the benefit, there's no benefit in being the second cheapest. I remember that's what it was, right? So you want to be number one at solving the problem for that niche. Why is that? It's because you can demand the highest prices. This is very important because if you are not that good at solving a problem, you can't charge the most prices. So for example, what is $10,000 a month, right? $10,000 a month, let me write that a little bigger for you. $10,000 a month can be broken down into different things. Let's look at it. 10K a month, or you can do this for 100K, just add a zero, okay? 10K a month is basically a couple things. You can have one thing that's worth $10,000. That's what I do. My products are about $10,000 or more. So I just sell one and I make the $10,000 a month, which I literally did that last night. Okay, so you go ahead and you can sell one product, or you can sell two products for 5K each, or you can sell 5 products or vice versa, right? 2K, or 10 products for 1K, and you guys get the idea. And you can go all the way to 100 products, right? Each sold for whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, $100, right? If I did my math right. So you get what I'm saying here. And let me ask you this question. I'm out of frame right there. What is it easier? Is it easier to get one customer, or is it easier to get 100 customers to get that 10,000? Now, the obvious answer is easier to get one customer, okay? So this is why you have to be number one at solving the problem in your niche, because when you're number one, you don't have competition. You have created a way that you solve problem for people, and you become really good at that you can demand the highest prices because you don't have competition. There's no such thing as competition. There's only creation. And when you're the best at what you do and you mix in your personality, which we'll talk about in the best business model here in a second, you're going to have a way better at charging expensive prices. Like, for example, I'm a mindset coach that helps people scale their business to the next level who are stuck and inconsistent. So I charge a lot of money, but there's other mindset coaches that can barely even charge $1,000, where I charge $5,000 for an hour of my time, or 10K for my coaching products, and the prices go up. People pay me $20,000 per month for just one call per week, because the problems that I solve for them 10x, 3x, to double, whatever their business, because I'm got really good at solving this specific problem for the last 5 years in this industry, right? And so that's why I'm able to command my prices. and that's why you're gonna wanna command your prices, okay? So what happens is when you're number one, you can charge the most, and that is the benefit here because you want to be able to charge the best, and it makes it so much easier. So let's just say you wanna go out there and you get what, let's just do it easy. You get 2 customers at 5K and you solve a problem, and now you've only need 2 customers to hit your 10K a month. Now, you might be thinking, well, DeAndre, what can I charge for 5K, 10K? And that's the perfect transition for us to talk about what I believe is the best model and what would be my personal thing if I had no money right now and I had to make my money from scratch. And by the way, I've been doing this certain thing for 7 years. When I first moved to Miami, I'm from San Diego, California. When I first moved to Miami, when I was 21 years old, I slept in my car for 5 months in Miami. And I learned in those very dark moments of my life, moving there with only $600, how to actually start making money by doing this specific business model I'm going to talk about in a second. And it's how I got my start. It's how I've been doing this my entire life since then. And I'll talk about that here in a second. Let me go ahead and get this board. So let's go ahead and let's identify the best business model that I would be doing if I wanted to earn my first $10,000 a month. And it comes down to this. It's a really, really fun, interesting, and highly profitable business model. It's called information, okay? Selling information. Now, I've kind of, I still in a way sell information, but it's done strategically. I typically, especially on my channel, like you're watching this right now on YouTube, I don't charge for this. I give information for free, but starting off, there's different ways that you can offer information. I think this is the best and easiest business model. Now, before I get into that, let me tell you why. Okay, right now, inside of you, you have a certain skill that people are willing to go ahead and trade money for. Now, let me tell you this, and I'll tell you about, first of all, how I started and how you can apply this to your life. Now, you might be thinking, well, DeAndre, I don't have a skill. Yes, you do. If not, you can learn it. Right now, you're on YouTube. You have access to millions upon millions of YouTube videos that can teach you a certain skill, and I'll talk about why people go ahead and buy from you. You have access to this. Guys, I didn't go to college. Everything that I've learned from free YouTube videos or courses that I bought from other people that taught me how to do certain things. Especially when I first got started off, the first like $50,000 that I ever made online was literally me learning YouTube videos. I would learn digital marketing on how to run ads on Instagram. This is back in 2018. Damn, time just flies, man. 2018 is when I learned I think I learned a little bit from Ty Lopez and stuff. And I got really good at running Instagram ads for local businesses, and I would get my clients online, mostly in Miami, and I would just do marketing and stuff like that, or door to door. But anyways, so you can learn any skill. For some of you, you're good at piano, you're good at marketing, or TikTok, or social media, or selling things online, or how to fix bikes, or how to play basketball, right? You're really good at just one thing. And why, you might be thinking, well, why would somebody pay me to learn how to do this thing? Time. That is what they're buying. And now if you're in the make money online space or marketing, it's also money. You're saving them time and money. So let's focus on the time part. People would be willing to spend money to save them time. So let's just say, for example, okay, like my girlfriend's from Colombia. And so we're working on her English. So there's a couple ways that we can do it. She can watch for free a bunch of YouTube videos of these people teaching how to do English, and we don't have to spend any money, but she's gonna spend her time because she's gotta watch this YouTube video, find this person, watch this video, and spend a bunch of time trying to like tape it all together, if that makes sense. Or we can spend a little bit of money and hire an instructor or coach or a teacher, what is known as a tutor, to teach her in condensed time frames. They'll create a step-by-step formula to take her from where she's at now to a proficient English speaker. Does that make sense? So in that case, not only is she saving, it's not really saving me money in a sense. I'll give you another example of how the money works, but she's saving us time. Now she can learn English in 6 months rather than say 18 months of her watching a bunch of free YouTube videos and trying to tape the language all together. Does that make sense? So the tutor in this place is solving a problem for us. Remember, solving a problem by condensing time frames for us and saving us time. So that's one way. Now, remember when we talked about having the highest prices? Well, that goes down to how big of a problem would you solve. Now, how much can a tutor actually charge me? Let's just say they're charging me hourly. You know what, $50 an hour, maybe $100 an hour. Like a tutor can't charge me $500 an hour. That's not really a thing because the problem that they're solving, yet it is a problem, it's not a big problem, if that makes sense. Because remember, you get paid in the value to the problem that you solve. So for me to hire an instructor, I might be willing to pay, I have no idea, 50 bucks, $75 an hour, $100 an hour, right? I'm not going to spend $1,000 for a tutor to teach my girlfriend English, right? Because the problem is not that big. So the constraint on that tutor is within the problem that she's solving. She's stuck inside of this unless she decides to solve a bigger problem. Now, let's talk about solving time and money. So you might be really good at TikTok. You might be really good at getting views on Reels, for example. And this is how I started. Is you're saving time and money, and that's why people would be willing to trade money for your information. So let's just say, this is exactly how I started at 21 years old in Miami, sleeping in my car, moved to Miami with $600, sleeping in hostels, just down bad, and I built myself to a 7-figure earner from this. And this was this. I got on YouTube, and I learned how to run Instagram and Facebook ads, okay, which is now Meta ads. And I watched a whole bunch of videos. I remember it was like a week, like 2 weekends, just boom, boom, back to back, learning, like watching a shitload of videos. And at that point, just free on YouTube, at that point, I would become proficient or enough for me to know more than my customer in that time, which is a local business owner. So by me binge watching all this content, and by the way, sometimes it's better to hire a coach, but if you don't have the money, you have to spend time. Remember, you either spend time or spend money. In the case, I didn't have money, so I spent my time. So I spent all my time researching how to do Facebook ads and how to build landing pages and funnels and all these kind of different things. And what happened was I became proficient. I got good enough. And this is a really important part for those of you that have limiting beliefs. You don't have to be an expert. Let's just say Alex Hormozi, in the business space, he's like the biggest influencer online for marketing, and he's just like, he has a lot of respect. So let's just say Alex Hormozi is a 10, and a brand new person is a 0 when it comes to online marketing and sales and building an online business. So Alex Hormozi is a 10, a brand new person is a 0. You might be thinking, well, DeAndre, I don't have that many followers, or I'm not the marketing expert, and like, right, you might only be, say, a 3 on a scale of 10. Remember, Alex Hormozi is a 10, and then a 0 is a brand new person. So, and I don't want to hear no excuse. You can learn everything right here on YouTube for free, or you just buy a course from somebody, right? Whatever. You just start to invest your time so you can come in here and raise yourself to a 3. Now you might be thinking, well, what about all the other people? You don't only have the people who are going to hire you, by the way, and this is rarely when it comes to information. Like, don't get it's very simple. The people that hire you are below you. Okay, so at my level, at 6 figures a month, people making, $500,000 a month or more, they don't hire me because technically I'm under them. So it's my job to get better to raise those levels. But so people that typically hire me are in the 6-figure range because I'm at the 7-figure range. Okay, so in the same sense, let's just say you're a 3 on the scale watching YouTube videos or buying a little course and stuff. The people who are going to hire you are going to be a 1 or a 2. Okay. Like, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be better than the customers who are going to hire you. So for example, let's just say you got to a 3, a person who's a 1, they have no idea how to do TikTok ads or Instagram ads or anything. They're a local business, or they're just a mom and dad who running a restaurant, right? Whatever it is. So they're a 1. They don't know anything about the platform. So if you really study how to do, and by the way, I'm not saying just to sell TikTok. You can sell anything. The example I'm giving you is selling information, okay? You can sell whatever business model. The business model is selling information through products and services, and I'm just giving you an example here, so don't get too caught up on this example. So let's just say you're doing the Instagram ads for these local businesses. They're a 1. So if you come into them, and by the way, in at least 30 days, if you really give it your all, you can learn any skill, especially for free right here on YouTube, okay? So you can get yourself to proficient, to a 3, where you know more about that than the average person. And it's totally possible. If you go all the way in studying every single day on a subject on YouTube or reading books or whatever you want, you can totally become proficient in 30 days. And what will happen now is you become more proficient than the average person. So if you come to them and you're talking about Facebook pixels, you're talking about retargeting ads, you're talking to them about landing pages and all these kind of things, to them as a 1, they don't even know what that is. You're educating them. So that you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that we can run a retargeting ad and that we can put a pixel on a page and on all these kind of things, right? Don't worry about the example, but I'm just giving you, right? So they'll hire you because you're at a higher level. You don't need to be up here at level 8 with Alex Hormozi. Does that make sense? So we got to get that misconception out of your mind. You can learn any skill, whether it's piano, marketing, sales, coaching. Like, guys, I teach law of attraction. Like, I want you to know, like, that's not tangible. Like, I don't sell a business model, which, by the way, I don't sell business models. I'm just teaching you here for free because I'm enjoying this and I got inspired to make this video. So it's like most people are selling, like, how to sell on Amazon, how to sell on eBay. I literally sell ideas on how to reprogram your mind so you can scale to the next level, which is totally possible, true, and 100% valid. And when people get work with me, they really get results because it is a real part. But think about this. I sell ideas. What I sell and how I made 7 figures is not tangible. Like, it's not a product like an Amazon, business or something. It's literally ideas and that changed people's lives. And that's what I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor. So you can literally sell anything that you want. Okay. So what's the first step that we need to do to go ahead and sell information? I don't care where you're at on the scale. And I already told you how you can gather information. The first step that you're going to have to do is find a big problem. Ooh, this is a long video. I know you guys are going to like this. You have to solve a big problem. Now, what I mean by big problem, remember the example of the tutor that I said? Well, with the tutor, she's solving a problem for me. Like, I'd be willing to spend $50 an hour, right, to solve the problem of teaching my girlfriend English, but I'm not going to spend $1,000 per hour, right? Because the problem is not that big. So if you're going to want to sell information, information can be sold, remember, which is your offer, remember? It's your product. My pen's dying on me. It can be your product or your service. As the sun is coming down here in beautiful Dubai, the lights are coming on. So maybe see a little bit of a shadow that I got light here. You're going to solve a big problem. So here's the first thing, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You have to ask yourself, the bigger the problem, the more people are willing to spend money for it. Okay, so let me give you some examples, okay? So, let's just say somebody wants to learn how to do TikTok shop. I don't know much about it, but some of my clients do it, and I hear people are making money with it. So TikTok shop. Let's just say you learn how to do TikTok shop by watching a bunch of YouTube videos, okay? And you get yourself to say $10,000 per month, which is a good example of you making 10K a month, by the way. Okay, but I think the best business model is information, right? It's easier, it's more scalable, and it's the easiest way to make 7 figures is selling information, okay? So you get yourself to $10,000 a month and you're making consistent money, profit margins are good, and your friend, your homie, your girl comes to you and says, hey, can you teach me how to do that, right? Now, if let's just say you're able to somehow, it doesn't always work this way, but let's just say magically you can transfer all your information to that person and now they start making $10,000 a month in the next 3 months, okay? Did you solve a big problem for that person if you took them from 0 to 10K a month, which by the way is 120K a year, okay? That's a big problem to solve for somebody. You can change their life. Now 120K is honestly not a lot of money. You want to start thinking 120K a month, right? But this is a good for a start. So 120K a year, that's a big problem you solve for somebody. They can get a new house, they can get a new car, upgrade their life, put their kids in a good school. They can travel to a new country like Colombia or Bali or something, right? That's a big problem. So how much would they be willing to spend for it? Well, they might be willing to spend 10K, for example, right? Or maybe 5K. Does it make sense? I'm drawing a little small here, so you just gotta have to zoom in or something on me, guys. So it's like this says 10K, this says 5, okay? Would somebody be willing to spend $10,000 one time for you to teach them how to make 120K? Absolutely. Would somebody spend 5K for you to teach them how to make 10K, 120K a year? Absolutely. Why? Because you solved a big problem. Now, do you only have to make money online stuff? Absolutely not. There's millions of ways that you can do it. The best way, and by the way, I'm here at this video to keep the fluff on. Yes, you can teach basketball and piano and tutoring and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's not the particular niches that I'm in. I like to be in niches where you're helping people make money, right? You could do advertising and marketing or funnels, copywriting, emails, TikTok, social media posting, right? Posting for somebody on their stories, these kind of things, right? Because if you directly make the business money, your income is tied to their income. So let's just say you want to charge $3,000 a month to help people manage their social media and post content that gets them views on Instagram, and you help them make an extra $30,000 a month for that restaurant. They're gonna keep you because you're making them $30,000 a month, and they're justified paying you the $3K a month. Does that make sense? So the examples that I give, and I think one of the best ways to do it is helping people helping them make money or advertising or marketing or in some way where what you're charging is attached to what they're earning, so they can justify paying you. With that being said, you can still do things like teaching piano and stuff, but the big problem, that's what we're talking about. You got to solve a bigger problem. So if you can help somebody make money or market or manage their social media, you can solve a big problem for them, and they'll be more willing to do that, okay? So that's the big one right there, solving a big problem. So now what you have to do, now that you identify what the big problem is, and by the way, I give you a couple examples. Find it, research, Get online. Just look at yourself. What problems have you solved for yourself? Have you learned how to make money online? Did you lose a lot of weight? Did you learn how to build a social media brand? Did you build faceless pages? Do you have a YouTube channel? You know, can you learn something in 30 days, right? There's two types of people that are watching this right now. The first person has a skill already. You got good at something. You lost a lot of weight. You gained muscle. You know, you got good at dating girls and getting dates every week, right? You got good at building a personal brand, right? You already have a skill. So that's great. Just apply what I'm teaching to that, and we're going to continue here. Or if you're the second person, you don't have a skill, then get one. You're watching me on YouTube for free. Like, there's millions of videos you can watch. All of this, everything that I've learned, all this money that I've earned, the millions of dollars that I earned, I literally watched on YouTube for free. I put it together with my mind, and I was able to figure it out. You can do the same. Absolutely. Take 30 days and lock in and learn a skill, and then you can repackage it and sell it to another person by solving a big problem for them. You got this. You can do it. Okay? So you're going to solve a big problem for somebody, and now, since you're solving a big problem, if you identified a big problem, you're going to have a high value offer. Okay? Remember we talked about offer. What is your offer? Your offer is your products and your services. Okay? So offer high value. So you're going to offer a high value. Here, let me continue here. High value product. Let me get out the way for you. High value product or service. Okay, so now this comes to the delivery model. So now that you're going to be solving this big problem for somebody, and how are you solving it? Through information. What is a delivery model, or the vehicle in which you can service information to these people? Well, you can service them through products and services. What's an example of a product? One example of a product is a course. Okay, I've made good money in courses, right? Probably in the six-figure range. I don't really sell courses. I think, you know, there's different ways you can do it, and we'll get to marketing in a second, how you actually can do this. But I'm just staying on this example here. Don't mind my handwriting. I know it's not that good, okay? So a different way that you can sell information as a product is maybe as a course. That's one way. Another one you can do it is maybe as maybe like a one-time app, maybe like PDFs. Those are examples of a product. And by the way, I think the easiest way to sell is as a service. A service is trading something. Like, for example, an agency would be a service. You can do coaching or consulting. By the way, that's how I started. I've always been in coaching consulting. So when I was running these ads for these businesses, what I was doing was I was selling my information as a time, and I would run their ads for them. So I think it's one of the easiest way to do it. So you can do it as a service. Okay, so you can sell courses, like a course seller as a product, or services would be like an agency, meaning you're trading your time to service the people with information that you have, or you can offer coaching, which is what I do. Or you can do a little bit of a hybrid of, like, you know, I do hybrid, which is a bunch of courses and mixed with coaching. Okay, so why would somebody hire a coach? Remember that example of compressing time frame and saving money. So my clients hire me and spend tens of thousands of dollars because I save them money well, first of all, I save them time and money. So does that make sense? So that's why they were willing to do that, because I solve a big problem for them, okay? Because you're solving a big problem, you can offer a high value product or service in exchange. Because remember, for us to get to $10,000 a month, we're trying to condense time frames by becoming a more valuable person to the marketplace, which is why I started with that. You have to become more valuable. So now you can have a more high value product or service that'll make it so much easier for you, okay? So that's step number one here. Step number two is high value offer. And then step number three here is leverage. That's the word, leverage social media platforms, or we can just say online platforms. Okay, do not mind my handwriting, guys. This is actually the first whiteboard training I've ever done before, okay? So leverage online platforms, because now that you are going to solve a big problem for somebody. By the way, all my clients, 99% of the clients that I have over 1,000 clients in my business, right? And the problem that I solve, almost 99% of them I have met online by leveraging online platforms. Think about this. You're watching me right now on YouTube. I'm leveraging YouTube as a platform, and you're watching me wherever you're at in the world. I'm in Dubai as an American making content, and you're in wherever country you're at watching this video, right? I leverage online platforms. You're literally watching me do this as we speak, right? So you're gonna leverage mostly social media platforms to go ahead, my light died, right? So you're gonna leverage social media platforms to go ahead and get people online. And the secret word here is leverage. you're going to leverage, because what's happened is I'm putting out a piece of content like this. I'll record it one time. I know it's a long video. I record this one time, but thousands upon thousands of people will watch this video, right? So a little bit of my time gets leveraged to thousands of eyeballs. Does that make sense? That is the key of using an online platform. You can do, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all these different things, or even leverage a platform like school, where you can host your product or service, which we won't talk about too much right now, but that's another example of leveraging online platforms, is you can put your product or service on a platform like school or Facebook, or I don't know about Facebook, but school, where you can put it there and you can put all your students into one place. And I'm not gonna talk about different platforms, but that's just an example. So you can leverage social media, online platforms to service your clients and customers through online products and services. Now, let's get into the next one. Alrighty, we got the light working. Now, as the night kind of settles here in Dubai, I got this I live in JLT, so it's like I got this nice, beautiful window. I can see like the Ferris wheel. You can kind of see how the evening is going ahead and slowing down for me here. So let's go ahead and let's get into number 4. Let's go ahead and recap where we're at in the process. Number 1, you're gonna solve a big problem for somebody. Number 2, you're gonna offer a high value product or service because you're solving a big problem. Number 3, you're gonna leverage online platforms so you can go ahead and do it. And now number 4, it's really important here, and you might see it's a little small, but we are going to do this very important step. This is the new economy. You have to do this. Personal, right here. This is the key word. You guys are watching mine right now. Personal brand. You need to leverage an online personal brand. I have made multiple 7 figures because I have a personal brand. Now, at the time of watching this, I have about 20,000 YouTube subscribers. On Instagram, I have 4,000 on my new one, but when I scaled my first business to 7 figures, I had 120,000 followers on Instagram. But regardless, I've always sold products and services because of personal brand. Now, you can start from absolutely zero. Let's go back to the time I was talking about when I was in Miami, when I was 21 years old, going door to door when trying to get clients for my Instagram advertising agency. At the time, I did not have a personal brand. So I would go out there and I would have to go door to door and shake hands, and that's how I would hustle to get my clients. But that's not really leveraging, right? That's the word here, leverage. We want to leverage, and by having a leverage, you're able to sell not only for a higher price because you have a personal brand, they trust you more. Life becomes easier. It's less friction because you're probably creating content to go ahead and solve, like educate your customer, or they see that you have testimonials, these kind of things. But you're going to want to build a personal brand. Now, how do you actually build a personal brand? You're going to build it through, don't mind the shadows, guys. It is 6 o'clock in the evening here. You're going to build a personal brand by leveraging content. Right? You can do it through YouTube, through TikTok, through Instagram. I do it through YouTube and Instagram, okay? But by building a personal brand, you're not only going to be able to charge higher prices because you're a one of one. There's nobody like you. Like, take me, for example. Like, I'm a mindset coach, right? But I look like a rapper, right? I got the chains on and like the Rolex and all this kind of like fancy shit, but I'm a mindset coach. I'm not living in Tulum and namaste and yoga. Like, I use law of attraction. I look spiritual. I like spiritual things, but I love driving exotic cars and just living life like a rapper, right? So I'm a one of one because of my personal brand. So you separate yourself in the competition by leveraging a personal brand. Next one is you can charge higher prices because there's nobody else like you. There's nobody like me. There's nobody like you. Leverage your personal brand. Then we come into number 3. What else can we do? It makes it easier, right? Frictionless when you sell the product or service. So think about this. You've been watching me now for God knows how long. I don't have no idea how long this video is, right? You've been watching me. You've been seeing my personality, my style, the way I tell stories, whatever. If I make you laugh or whatever, right? So the content that you watch here it makes it easier. So if you're on the fence of like the example of the clients that I work with, so if you're a 6-figure solopreneur and you want to scale your company, and that's not even the point of this video, but you can see how it makes it frictionless. Some of you are going to subscribe because of this video. Some of you will buy from me because of this video, because I made content and I'm able to make it less friction when you want to come and buy. Does that make sense? So you're going to want to build a personal brand by making content online. Now, here's the recommendations that I do. I recommend YouTube. YouTube is by far the best platform, and let me tell you why. Now, at the time of recording, I believe like TikTok is about to get banned. I don't know about that, but I see it on Instagram. So let's just say you only have Instagram and YouTube. I think it's faster to build on Instagram. Yes, but it's a different platform. If you want to like build fast, but it's kind of like superficial, I would do Instagram, okay? And the reason, let's talk about Instagram. Yes, you can grow fast, but you make a piece of content, it takes you a lot of time, you post it, and within a week, nobody's gonna ever see it again. Nobody's gonna go searching for your content from 3 months ago, and I think it's just a waste of time. What I like is I like YouTube. First of all, it's long form content, so it's easier to sell because people are watching me for a long period of time. It takes an average of 7 hours for somebody to buy from you. So 7 hours of content or 7 touch points. So it's easier. Right now, for those of you, you're gonna go binge watch my other videos, which I highly recommend on my channel. You're gonna go watch hours upon hours of my content, and you're gonna get nurtured into my sequence, see my personality, see my teaching style, see that I can solve a problem for you, and you might hire me as one of your coaches to help you scale to the 7-figure level, right? And so with that being said, you go ahead and you're making content on YouTube because you can build relationship faster with people, and the videos stay here for a long time. I'm recording this right now. It is, I believe, the 16th of January, 2025. And this video might get views for years to come. I have videos that I posted 7 years ago still getting me views. And that's one of the reasons I like YouTube more and for that. But anyway, so I recommend building on YouTube with Instagram as a secondary, or build whatever platform that you like, Twitter and all this other shit, right? And then number 5 here is this: effective marketing, right? This is a long-ass masterclass. Shout out to you for watching. Make sure you subscribe below. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of content, and I'll continue to make more, right? So the 5th one here, to get to your first 10K a month. You almost forgot the point of this video, right? We've been going so deep in this. It's getting your first 10K a month, right? Number 5 is effective marketing. You have to be good at marketing. And one thing, let's get back to the idea of YouTube. I like YouTube because it's an effective marketing platform for me. I put out hours upon hours of content every single week on YouTube. And what happens is it's almost like my marketing platform, because people are learning my personality, learning how I solve problems for people, and I get them results in advance. So when they get on a sales call, they're already sold. They basically get on a call just to make a payment to me. It's like an enrollment call more than a sales call. And the reason that is because I have effective marketing by using my personal brand with YouTube. And you could do the same thing. When you're going to be solving a big problem for your customer, let's just say you're running you're doing TikTok ads for a local, or Instagram ads for a local business, okay? You're solving a big problem because you're helping them make more money, fill up their restaurant, get them clients, whatever that is. You're going to offer high value product or service, because obviously you're helping them make money, right? So you're going to offer product or service. You're going to leverage the online platforms such as Instagram, probably Instagram for this example, to get your clients, show them that you know how to use Instagram. You're going to build a personal brand, so it makes it easier, more credible, especially if you're making content to solve the problem for them, and like you leveraging a platform like Instagram Reels or YouTube. And then that's going to be effective marketing. So when it comes to the time of them to trade their money for your product or service, so you can get to that 10K a month, it makes it so much easier. And that's the key, because it doesn't matter how good you are if people don't know about you. People have to know about you. You watching this video, you're learning about me, right? Like, I'm literally doing it right in front of you so you can duplicate it for yourself. You want to be an effective marketer. So yes, you have a good product or service and you're good at what you do, but you have to get people to know you. But one of the best ways to do it, there's only 2 ways to do it rather, and is this: paid and organic, right? You run ads so you can get in front of people. You play Mark Zuckerberg or YouTube to get your content in front of them, okay? So you pay ads, or you do it organically through the platforms we talked about here in the personal brand. So that's the only way to do effective marketing, is you're going to do organic or paid. I recommend doing a little bit of mix of both. I do obviously, you're watching my YouTube channel, so this is my organic, and then I also run YouTube ads to get clients, right? So this allows me to bring people into my ecosystem, into my funnel, so right, effective marketing through organic and paid methods. So I can, and by the way, if you don't have any money, start with organic. Recommend it all the way. If you guys like this content, drop a comment below, and I'll teach you guys more on how to actually do effective marketing, how to do effective content. If you guys want to watch this stuff, I'll make it for you. No strings attached, okay? So you're going to do effective marketing, paid or organic, by making content with your personal brand that leverages and gets you all the way up. And then so you can finally hit your goal. My pen's dying on me right now, of 10K per month. Holy shit, guys. I know that was a lot right here. So this is what you need to do to go ahead and scale your life and scale your income to the next level. If you like content like this, go ahead and subscribe below. Let me know in the comments below if you like content like this. And for those of you that are 6-figure solopreneurs, you're stuck between the 8K to 30K a month range, you've probably been watching me now. You probably know I'm the person to help you scale to the next level. And if you don't know yet, check out the master classes on my YouTube channel. Check out my old content, and you'll realize very quickly that I'm the guy to help you scale. But other than that, I make this content for free. I really enjoyed making this for me. of making this for you. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video. Get your first 10K month. See you on the other side.